Well, here we are. We're outside. As you can see, the snow is starting to melt, and a lot of it's gone. The last few days have been fairly mild, and tell you, once the snow up here starts to go, it doesn't take long, except in the bushes. But out here on the flats, it's looking good. So, what we're going to do today, as I said earlier, was I'm just going to show you some things that I saw on other YouTube videos. For you, those that are just starting out, this may or may not work for you. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you first didn't work for me either. It just, I don't know, it didn't feel right. I need to be in a certain stance and holding my bow a certain way. Katra, that Armin Herman talks about, is some people say you can't do Katra with a longbow, and what that is you're pushing the bow forward as you release. Okay, well, not necessarily a push, but more of a letting it drop. Not quite as exaggerated as Olympic archers with their Olympic recurves, you know, and they've got the big long stabilizers out front and coming out in a V on the side and wherever else. And you see them, you know, I can't do it with this bow. But you can do Katra with a longbow. It's better with either a horse bow or a recurve, a shorter recurve, because it doesn't, you get in the way, especially if you're standing a certain way. Like when I stand like this, my leg gets hit, so kind of not for me anyway. And they also talk about torquing the bow when you release. You hold it, release, and you let the bow twist out. Why, I don't know. I guess maybe it helps the arrow to fly straighter or reduces hand shock. I don't know. I tried it once, dropped my bow. That is the worst thing for an archer to have happen, is you drop your bow, okay? You don't want to drop your bow. And you will never see a video of me dropping my bow. Because if I do, and this camera's running, I'm cutting it out. So, anyway, I'll do another quick shout out. Jeff at the Knocking Point, Greg at 3D Archery, Flea at Bows and Arrows, Miguel down in Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, Bearbow Joe. I'm really going to have to write this down and make a list, and I'm going to stand here in front of the camera and I'm going to read it all out to you. But like I said, some of them I'll see if I can get the links to their YouTube channels in the description underneath the video. So, and again, as far as I'm concerned, like and subscribe, please. And let's do some shooting. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my body kind of at a 40 or 45 degree angle to the target, and we'll see what happens. I'm also going to do what's called a step and lean, and I see a lot of people shooting longbows do that, where they actually kind of lean right over. My belly kind of tends to make me want to fall over when I do that, so I don't. So, we're at the 20 meter mark. And there I am. Some firmer footing. Oh, that was high. can't seem to get the same aiming down. That was low and to the left. Okay, sometimes you do drop your arrow and that's not so bad. Bad arrow. Now you're all dirty. Okay. Ooh, yeah. It's muddy here. And now everything's covered in mud. Ooh. I have a bit of a problem with the knock on this. Whoa, that one really low. One of the reasons I can't get back tension. And in a previous video we talked about back tension. That's very important because that helps you to get as much power into the release as you can. You can't just pull and let go. And at 45 or 40 degrees to the target, I can't get that because otherwise I'll rotate off. And so anyway, I'm gonna go get the arrows and we'll talk about other stuff. And we're back. All right. Yeah, those were disastrous 3 arrows. They're all over the place. And even though I've made several attempts over and over, because maybe it's just practice, it's something different, I don't get the kind of accuracy as when I'm doing it the way I like to do it. And like I said, one of the very first videos, when I started I was 15, and it was a bear grizzly recurve, 60-pound draw. At 15 I could barely string it. But after working a summer laboring for my dad and my uncle, they're brick and stone masons, by the fall, I could string it and shoot it. And even back then, when I was stumping, especially with some of the guys, the older guys that I got stumping with, I always went into the same stance. Didn't matter. So, the next thing is stepping into the shot and kind of leaning over. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, the arrow I dropped has since been demoted. So I put a new knock on it. Okay, so get all lined up, and then they kind of take a step forward and lean into it. Not where I was pointing. Let's take a smaller step and a less lean. See what happens. A little better. It's in the target. Ooh, in the target, wrong target. So, there you have it. The step and lean. I'm gonna canting the bow. I know in some of the 3D courses that I've seen Greg at 3D Archery go on, where, you know, sometimes you do have to cant the bow because of what you're looking through. Trust me, I'm going to find every way possible to shoot without having to do that. That'll be my last resort. But canting is putting it at an angle like this. And for the life of me, I can't aim that way. Yep, high and way to the right. So, those are things that don't work for me. Also, split finger, kind of works for me, but I've been a 3 under, and I knock my arrow under the knocking point. Ooh, this is the bad arrow. So, there's the knocking point. And then I draw 3 under. So, my bow is tillered for that, and it works great for me. So, there's 4 really bad arrows. I'm going to go down and get them and have a talk with them on my way back.